Oh, it's recording. It's recording. So I have to start the video right away. Anyway, let me start. Hi guys. Welcome again to my YouTube channel. This is Timo, a Kenyan boy living in Seoul, South Korea. I appreciate so much that you are subscribed to this amazing channel. It's a growing channel. It's a global channel because I'm gonna travel around the world. So guys, you're gonna see the behind. There's some house stuff. We have the microwave, we have the rice cooker, the fridge, and this is just a setting of our home because I can't move out all this stuff. I hope you understand that. So welcome again to my YouTube channel. I appreciate so much that you're supporting me. The number of subscribers is increasing like gradually, like right now I have like almost 200 subscribers, and I really appreciate that. Every single subscriber matters in my life because I believe that you really you're spending much of your time to support me, which is an amazing thing, and I appreciate that my heart really gives. I thank you so much, and thank you myself here. Today's topic is very interesting. I know that many guys have been asking about being black in Korea. How is my experience and everything. First of all, I've introduced myself many times in previous videos. I am Timo, a Kenyan boy who has been in Korea. I've been in Korea for almost like 4 years now. I did my Korean language in Busan for 1 year, which means that I live in Busan, Korea. That's the southern coast, the southernmost city, which is at the coastal part of South Korea. That is Busan. I studied there Korean language for 1 year. Then I moved to Seoul. That's where I did my master's, like my graduate school studies. Yeah, that is like these 4 years in Korea as and also knowing the language is giving me an opportunity or a dimension of life of being black. I have to be honest with you guys about being black in Korea. First of all, I'm not gonna introduce myself. I think there are some 2 videos about me, about like my introduction part and everything. So let me just go directly to today's topic, being black in Korea. First of all, guys, I studied in Busan, South Korea. That is the southern coast city. I did my Korean language over there, and I speak Korean. Yeah, I did my Korean language for 1 year, and I've been interacting with the locals for so long period of time. Then I moved to Seoul for 2 or 3 years now, and that is where I did my master's. I graduated already. I graduated last year in August, and since then it's almost 1 year. Since the time I graduated, it's been like 1 year interacting with the locals and moving around Seoul and other parts in the outskirts of Seoul. So I've lived in the city sides of South Korea, and I've also lived in the upcountry side of Korea. I've gone to the beaches, that is the coastal sides of the city, that is the eastern and the southern coasts, and I've also been the upper side, which is Seoul, Gangwon, Gyeonggi-do. So I've been to like relatively all and every single place of South Korea. Probably, if not every single place, I would say like I've been to like 70% of all the places in South Korea at some point in time. So come with me as I talk about being black in Korea. This is a very interesting topic, and I want to give my own honest perspective, which is not biased, as a Kenyan boy being here in Seoul. First, before I get to my topic, I bought a very simple lunch for myself. This is doshirak. It's called doshirak. Doshirak is a very simple meal. It's packed, and they sell in Korean convenience stores. So you can see it has some rice. We have, I don't know, it's a mixture of chicken, I think a little bit of pork, and we have like eggs over there, and it goes for $4.50. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna be having for lunch today. I'm lazy to cook. My rice cooker is there, but putting rice inside is a bit challenging, I don't have time to cook. I don't know, but maybe I'm lazy, and I prefer this which is ready with the meat and everything. So when I cook rice, it means that I have to look for the sauce and everything. Anyway, that aside. So guys, I will just have to start from the very beginning as I came to South Korea. That was back in 2017. I had no idea about Korea, and I got a scholarship from the Korean government. I went to Busan, and that is where I was going to do my Korean language program. Okay, for this scholarship, it means that you have to do Korean language for 1 year before you proceed to a major university. I stayed in Busan for this period, that's 1 year, and during that time while learning Korean language, I was going out of school, out of campus. Actually, I used to live in the dorm, and when I used to go to out of campus, there were some very strange encounters, which I'm gonna say in this video. Yeah, I have to say. So when I walked, okay, first of all, I'll talk about the Korean transport system. Their subways, like train systems, which you move from one point to another, close, like in almost in every hood or every village, there's a subway station. So when I used to take subway in Korea, like people, the old generation Koreans, I'm not talking about the young Koreans, they used to see me in a strange way. I think I was a bit scared, because like sometimes I could just sit in the subway like this, and subway seat like this, and an old man or an old lady stares at me this way. They don't change the eyesight, they always like this, staring at me. Maybe it's because I'm dark skinned, or maybe because I'm a foreigner. There are very few dark skinned people in Busan or what during that time. So it was so scary and strange for me, because like people were staring at me so much. Sometimes, you know, like I could just stare back at them like this, and they just flip off. Anyway, the point is, I don't really feel so bad about that, but I think that they are not really used with the foreigners, and now it's time that Korea is accepting foreigners right now. And I think during those days there were not many foreigners in Korea, and at this time we're like many foreigners coming in out. So maybe most of them had not seen foreigners of my skin, dark tone, and they were a bit like curious to know. It's not about being racist, they're curious. Maybe they're seeing my hair, they're seeing my dressing code, they're seeing my skin color. Yeah, it happens. And also some of them were a bit, okay, this was a bit extreme. Like some of them would just walk away from where I sit and they go to another seat. Like I sit in this side and there's a space over there, an empty space. They'll just wake up and walk, literally leaving me there. So at first I thought it racism, but I will explain how my insights came to be after towards the end of this video, right guys? Yeah, that is exactly what happened during that time. I felt so those were the experiences. I mean, those were the things that were experienced when I was in Busan. I wish I could have videos and of the same to let you guys know, but yeah, just let go. Yeah guys, that happened, but my insights during that time, I was just concluding that Koreans are racist. I concluded completely that Koreans are racist, and it's a bad time to be here. I was already my mind was already in a different perspective of Koreans. Like every time I go to subway and when someone walks away, I would feel so emotionally attached to the situation, and I would even go to the dormitory and think about it. I will share with my roommate and tell also my friends that this happened. So that is something that was of very great impact on my heart and my life. I don't know, maybe later on in life I came to discover. I also went to this part of the northern side of Busan. There's a very historic city called Gyeongju. And Gyeongju, that's for organic farming. I went with my friends to some Buddha farming experience and everything. We were at a bus stop, and I was waiting for a bus, and some old women came close to me and they were like, "Oh, people told me." They were touching my skin. I was like, "Oh." They called me and I was touching my skin. They were touching my hair. That's so strange. But I gave them the opportunity to just to see my skin tone and my hair. So at that point, I didn't really feel that it's discrimination or anything. I felt like they want to know, they want to understand what's happening. So I was so open to them. They were like, I was so free. They tied the skin and they were like, "Oh wow, oh, people say call it tala." And now what? So yeah, it's like the skin color is a bit different, and it's a bit, the hair also, they say, "Oh, morichone," that's how they say it. "Oh, morichone, mori, oh, kione," something like that. So yeah, I experienced that. Many people also they making fun of me. At some point, even they would ask some guy in the church I was studying in. I was going to a church. The church I was praying in Busan. Some guy held my phone and it was a techno phone, not techno, Infinix phone, the one I came with from Kenya. It's a bit like, I don't know, like, which phone is this? What kind of phone is this? We don't have this in Korea. So I think it is just a matter of learning, and the process goes on and went on, and I came to understand many things and many aspects. I just pinpointed like 2 or 3 situations, but in many areas, like I felt like the young Koreans are so welcoming. I used to hang out with Koreans in Busan. We had tandem programs. I feel like I'm part of the society because the young Koreans are so open-minded, and I think they're exposed or something. They gave me the opportunity to be part of the culture. They gave me the freedom to feel like I'm home. You know, I used to drink also with them, hang out with them, eat with them. So like my only problem when I was in Busan was the old generation, and I think they still have to load their mindsets to know that they're foreigners in Korea, and this is part of the world, that people are traveling across the globes and people are having a different encounter. I went to other cities, I experienced the same thing. Like some of them just stare at me. The stares never stopped. And the stares have never stopped. They're always there. When you're black in Korea, don't expect to have no stare. You'll always be stared at by the whole men and women, especially in the buses, subways, in the streets. I hope that you just have to know that this happens. So I went to Seoul in 2018. I graduated. I did my master. My Korean language level was so good. I graduated in Busan University of Foreign Studies. I was able to now understand that I attended like Korean language and culture. I was able to understand the Korean culture aspect and language, how to do in Korea, respects about everything I read and learned in Busan. I appreciate and I give this shout out or honor, respect to my teachers in Busan who really sacrificed their time to teach me what was expected of me to know, and I did my best during that time. I went to Seoul, and this time I was in CAU, that's Chungang University, and I was trying to find a lab. My major is computer engineering, that is computer science major. So I had to find a professor on my own. I already got admission at the university, and I really wanted to have a professor who is gonna guide me and show me what I'm supposed to do during that time. I already had cyber security and whatever, like some topics in computer science that I had to just focus on, including AI and stuff. So I went to the university, the Department of Software Engineering. So guys, before I continue with the story, I think I'm so hungry right now and I have to prepare the lunch. So the food is here. I'm gonna open it. I'm unplugging. Yeah, I'm opening it, sorry. So this is it. I've opened, and you can see that the meat is here. There's rice, and there's some chicken, I think. There's some chicken over there, you can see. Some side dishes and the eggs. So let me put it in the microwave for like 40 seconds, or 1 minute, or 110, it depends. The moment I feel like it's hot, then I'm gonna take it. So I'm putting in the microwave, guys. So the food is in the microwave. So guys, now when it's ready, I'll take it in a while. So I went to this Department of Computer Science Engineering, and I went to all the professors in the department asking them to accept me in their laboratory, and all of them said no. Can imagine. All of them said no, we don't have space. I wrote them emails, some of them no replies. The ones whom I went to, they told me no, there's no space. I sent them my CV and everything, and I felt like, what am I doing? It's so tough here. So there's this one professor who accepted me at the end of the day, and he gave me the admission. No, not the admission. I mean, he took me to his lab, and I started my research on artificial intelligence and machine learning, those like deep learning stuff basing on social media data. He accepted me because he already had some exposure, and he had some projects in South Africa, Europe, and he had already experience with the black people. So this professor accepted me, and I was like, come out, fingers were crossed, and I succeeded. But before that, being black in the university was so tough for me in the first days, because it was so hard for me to get some place in the lab. That is in Kenyan University. I really had a bad time, very bad time. I can remember moving from one lab to another, one professor to another, sending emails, not getting in place. So it's really messed up with me. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they didn't like my CV or they just didn't like me because of my dark skin. I'm really dark, guys. I think that is my experience. I have to tell you the truth. I went ahead. My food is ready. I have to eat it because it'll calculate. So how it's ready. So yeah, I want to try the meat part. It's hot. Mashita. The rice is good. The chicken seems to be spicy, but I'm gonna try it. Whoa. Kimchi. This is a famous Korean kimchi. I love it. I'll get done, then I'll hit. So guys, after joining this lab, I had a good time with this professor. He was so friendly, welcomed me. I think that's the best professor in the world because he had a good connection with his students. So I grew up there. I did my programming stuff. I grew up, I wrote some papers, and I had some amazing time. It was the best time. Even went to lab retreats in Vietnam and other countries. Yeah, it was good. I loved it. And also during that time I met some Korean friends. I used to do some part-time jobs in school, like in the computer rooms in school. I was a part-time job, right? I was just working, and Koreans were interacting with me. The young Koreans are so good, trust me. I used to serve them very well in the rooms, in the labs, I've had an exchange with Koreans at some point. Even during this time, 2 years time, when I was doing my major, then my master's, I dated a Korean girl, and it was so good. When I was with this Korean girlfriend, she's so welcoming, she's so friendly, she's so charming, and I felt like, oh yeah, Korea is the best place to be. So yeah, my life changed gradually, and I now became part of the society. And during this time, my Korean language improved. I think majorly because I had my Korean girlfriend. We used to speak a lot in Korean. And I even moved out of the school. I used to live in the dormitory. I moved out. I lived in the neighborhood. And that is when I started now to live with the Koreans in the society, in the Dongne, in the villages and the neighborhoods. I mean, they call it village, but it's just a neighborhood. So I got to know more about Korea, Korean food through my girlfriend. I appreciate. And during that time, I started to now get in touch with the Korean culture. But remember, guys, the stairs never stopped. The stairs have never stopped. Every time I go to the subway until today, the old and the young, and I mean the old women and women stare at me so much. Some young girls, some young men, they also do this, but I think that the young generation is a bit changed and they already understand about our welcoming culture and everything, and they don't see us in a bad way, but they hold people. I'm not saying that in a bad way, they're just trying to learn more from us. I've gone to places, one place to another. I've gone to cities. I've gone to Gwangju, Daejeon, Daegu, Pohang, Incheon, and many other places in South Korea. And I think that what has helped me is the culture. Like, Koreans get to be too close with you when just you speak the language. I think so, because I speak Korean language with them and I already understand what to do and what not to do in their culture, and it has been so easy for me. I've already gotten attached to the culture now, and I think right now it's a bit contrary with how it was in the beginning. In the beginning, it was so hard for me to deal with these people, but immediately I just understood the culture and the language. That is when my life changed, and it has gotten better since then. Yeah, that's my honest opinion about this. And I think that if you're coming to South Korea as a foreigner or a black foreigner, I think you will expect some changes, especially in food and the people. You'll expect stares here and there. People will just be staring at you. Sometimes, guys, there's mistreatment. Sometimes there's discrimination. Sometimes there's some aspect of racism. I don't know if I should point out in this video because, yeah, it makes sense. Let me say, there's a time that I went to this Chimjilbang in Busan with my Kenyan friends, and the old lady there in the Chimjilbang accepted Koreans but said no to us. Then we asked her, what's the reason? What's the problem? We just want to have some good time here in the Chimjilbang. And the lady said that it's because of COVID and they don't accept many people inside. And we're just like, we just saw some Koreans going inside. We just saw them going in. Why not us? So this happens. At some point, even in restaurants, people change seats. When they see you are black in one table, they change, they go to the other table. It has happened many times to me, but it's not racism, guys. It's just like they're trying to understand and to get used to the foreigners, you know. Yeah, there are many aspects that my friends have felt kind of racism and being discriminated. Some of them saying that Korea is a bit cold society, they don't welcome people. This is the culture, guys. So the moment you just understand the Korean culture, that is when you're going to have a good time with them. So guys, and I graduated from this Chungang University. After graduating, I went to the village side in Gyeonggi-do, and in the village is worse because they have never seen foreigners over there. I mean, it's rare to see foreigners in the village side of Korea. And my life has changed since then. I'm now getting to be in touch with the locals. I'm living in the society right now. I'm now more of like into Korea. And I would say that there's no serious racism in Korea. It's just a matter of people trying to understand and getting to know you or something. So the side is changing, and you will not have any problem with the young Koreans, trust me. And there's no problem in Korea. It is safe, it's amazing, it's a good country you can be in. It's the best country in the world, and according to me right now, because I've not explored other countries in my life, in my opinion, I would say Korea is the best for me. And lastly but not least, just don't change your mind. Don't fantasize, you know, like what happens in Korean drama or everything. Don't just think that that's gonna happen here. It's different. It's totally different. Whatever you see in Korean drama is different. I don't watch Korean drama personally, but just know that it's totally different. And guys, yeah, that's it for today. I appreciate that you're always in my channel to watch my videos. I have these talks once in a while. I keep talking and talking about things which are happening in my life in reality. and I hope that you'll be ready to see my amazing content in the next one that is traveling around Seoul, and soon and very soon I'll be going to the outskirts and other places, you know. But this is a channel that's global. I'll be going to many countries in the near future, and you will be able to access more and more. Just keep subscribing. This is your Kenyan boy in South Korea. I really thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And right now I would say goodbye until next time. Bye guys. Bye bye.